Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And we'll wait for a few folks to come on here. And as per usual, Sandra, do you know that you're number one this morning? Good morning. Rosa, how are you? Good to have you on. Diney. Our faithful crew, Sandra, good morning. Aurelia, Rosalinda, Niagara Falls. And Andrea, Niagara Falls. Francis, good morning. Francis Marie. Corrine, welcome. Gary, welcome. Rita, how are you? Fran, good morning. Helena. And Catherine. Joe, how are you? Duncan, BC. Bright and early. Niagara Falls, Lori. Terry, how are you? And Fran from Orangeville. Yeah. A little bit cool here too, Fran, this morning. It's nice though. The sun's out. Kevin, Oshawa, Donna, Mary, Nick from our staff. Good morning. Frank, how are you? Mary and Zian. You like my t-shirt? Natalie, Oshawa, Diane, Jane. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Donna, good morning. Park Hill. Fran, another Fran. Maria Helena. Good morning. Troy, how's our buddy? Dr. Troy's on with us this morning. Rose, Lorraine, Julie. I probably are missing some folks, guys, but I'm only saying what I see. Claudette, Tasha, another Zian from Earlton, Lynn, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Jeanette, Hearst, Ontario, Wanda, Dialound, bonjour. Rosemary, how are you? Sunny Moncton. Zian. Lots of Zians this morning. Catherine. And Brahim. Good morning. Portland, Oregon. Amelia. Tasha. Donna. Vera, Newfoundland. Okay, a couple more. Here we go. You guys are great. We appreciate you very, very much. New study that came out. Anne, hello. Dolores and Tracy. And another Diane from Thunder Bay. Okay. Rita, you guys are great. Okay. Let me read long-term study of 4,105 participants, 4,150, participants over 16.6 years. This was a Swedish study on dairy. You know what the good news is? You know what the good news is, guys? Don't ditch dairy, switch dairy, and this study over 16.5 years, measuring blood work in 4,150 participants, measuring their blood work over a long period of time. Here's what they found. Those who love dairy, not ditch dairy, those who love dairy, cheese, cream, butter. You know what they found? Exactly what they should have found. Those people who participated, those people who consume the most dairy, guess what? They had not only proven much less heart disease than the other participants. Well, holy moly, isn't that something? Where dairy has been completely very similar to what they do with meat, and some do with eggs. They vilify the wrong group of foods. Your heart needs dairy fat. According to the Swedish study, published, by the way, I read it in Harvard Health, published in Europe, but brought to you by Harvard Health. And it's, guys, isn't it? I know, because I'm going to get asked. I'm going to get asked every day. I know that. I've been asked every day for the last 40-something years. Well, dairy has fat. How can fat be good? Well, maybe I should be drinking skim milk. No, you shouldn't. First of all, I don't want anybody drinking milk. If you have to buy milk in a grocery store, don't touch it with a 100-foot pole. You don't need it. People have this idea that you need milk to drink. You don't need milk to drink. When you're a baby and you're on your mommy's breast, yes, the best. After that, I actually recommend to kids not even to drink milk anymore. Let them drink water and eat dairy. Drink water and eat dairy. Now, if you insist, and kids are only going to like what you wean them on, right? So this is why I love Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie for kids. If they want to drink a very good drink, then give them cream, 4 ounces of it, and then blend it. Make them a smoothie. As children, I like bone broth protein. It's the best. But you can put some protein like whey powder if you want. And they will get a Dr. Martin's Perfect Smoothie. You even have my permission to use berries. Okay? And guys, this is tremendous. It's fat they need. Do you understand? Your brain is fat. But what the study is showing is how good dairy fat is for you. Now, guys, be honest. Have I not told you that I'm consistent? I had a lady last night, probably 3 or 4 yesterday. The question comes in, what do you think about this certain drug? Well, when the premise is wrong, I don't know what you want me to say. If the drug is to lower cholesterol, it's bad science. I mean, look, some medications, you got no choice. I understand that. I'm not against medications. I'm not against the pharmaceutical industry. I'm not. Except when they make stuff up. Cholesterol is not at the root of heart disease. It's just not. Nobody, nada, 0 people have ever died because they had a heart attack because cholesterol clogged up their arteries. It's not, that's not the way it works, guys. It's not the way it works. Cholesterol is, you need cholesterol. You can't live without cholesterol. Your body makes cholesterol. Your liver God don't trust you to even eat enough. But the cholesterol you eat is only found in the animal kingdom. And again, I've told you repeatedly, there's an agenda out there. If you don't get in behind the scenes and understand, if you don't have any discernment, you're going to be duped. You need discernment. Discernment will allow you to go beneath the surface of nutrition. Discernment will allow you to go beneath, to see behind the scenes what is going on. And the reason that dairy has been vilified, the reason dairy, butter, right, has been, don't eat butter, it's fat. But fat, two things. Fat don't make you fat. Fat don't make you fat. Okay? It don't make you fat. Two, fat does not give you heart disease. It just doesn't. Now, I'm talking about natural fat, okay? Like dairy fat, cholesterol. Your heart thrives with cholesterol. It thrives. The higher your HDL is, high density lipoprotein, the better your body will thrive. Your heart will thrive. Your brain will thrive. All your organs will thrive, because that's what you are meant to eat. It's what you're meant to eat. Dairy. Now, like I said, don't ditch dairy, switch dairy. I do not recommend drinking grocery store milk. Now, whole milk is better because it's got fat in it. It's got less carbohydrate, less sugar. But why are you drinking that? You don't need it. If you're going to have a coffee, oh, that's so good for you, and you insist on putting cream in it, not milk. Not milk. And guys, please, please get the memo from the Martin Clinic. Lay off all plant milks. Lay off that stuff. You know, almond milk. Why are you drinking almond milk? It's full of oxalates. You know what will destroy your kidneys? Sugar, honey, a lack of water, and oxalates from almonds. Oxalates from spinach and kale. So-called superfoods. Not so super, in my opinion. They're good. I didn't tell you couldn't have spinach. But don't give it credit where credit isn't due. Dairy, you know me. How I have pushed eggs, meat, and cheese. And cheese, when I say cheese, I mean cheese and I mean butter. Buttercup. And the research, if they're really honest, when they really do not just an observational study, but an actual study where they took blood levels of the amount of omega-3, the amount of fat, the amount of ALA in the bloodstream. They couldn't get over how high levels of good fat equals good heart. They, it shocked them. Not shocking to me. You don't get heart disease from cholesterol. I'm sorry. You just don't. I don't care how many times they say it. It's not true. If you start with a bad premise, your results are going to be incredibly off. They're starting with bad science. Fat must clog up your arteries. No, it doesn't. There's nothing that will destroy your arteries quicker than sugar does. Sugar. And that's why kidneys depend on blood supply. If you don't believe me, you ask a diabetic. Kidneys, your eyeballs depend on blood supply. That is why sugar destroys blood vessels, destroys the lining of your blood vessels. That creates inflammation and plaque. A double whammo at the blood vessel lining. Dairy, you know what dairy does? And you know me. When I say dairy, unless you have a cow in the backyard, I don't want you drinking milk. Drink cream. If you insist. Okay? Have some cream. Water the cream down for your kids if you have to. Go half and half. Half water, half cream. It depends on what you wean them with. But you don't have to worry about heart disease in people that consume a lot of dairy. That's exactly what this study is showing. Cheese, guys, cheese is brought to you by the Martin Clinic Health Institute. Cheese is so good for you. Man, oh man, it's had a bad rap over the years. Cheese. Oh, doctor, remember cheese. It can't be good. Look at all the fat. It's all fat. Yeah, it's fat and protein. God's perfect food. And remember, built into dairy, built in. Okay? When I say dairy, I don't mean milk. I mean cream and cheese. Even homemade yogurt, if you insist. You make it. Don't get that store-bought crap. Okay? Now, you want to put some plain Greek yogurt. You know what? I won't argue with you. It's dairy. Okay? But listen, Linda, listen. When you consume dairy, your levels in your bloodstream of good fatty acid, omega-3s, no omega-6 is really good. Then, so you put fat, okay? Fat and vitamin K2 okay? And calcium, you've heard me say this a million times. It's not that calcium is overrated. It's not overrated. I love calcium. People have said, oh, Dr. Martin, if you don't eat your spinach, how are you going to get calcium? Hey, listen, calcium is never meant to be taken as a supplement. I don't like calcium as a supplement. I never have, and I never will. I want you to eat your calcium, because when you eat your calcium in the right form of food, you get exactly what your body needs. What do I mean by that? Calcium, we all know. What is calcium? Calcium's good for a lot of things, okay? People think of calcium, they think bone, right? Yeah, that is right. But calcium, you need it. Every cell in your body needs calcium. The problem with when you eat calcium without vitamin K2, it doesn't get to its intended destination. Calcium in the plant kingdom, it's there, not high amounts, not the bioavailable amounts that you get in the animal dairy product. Calcium is, so let's follow a piece of cheese here for a minute, okay? Pretend you're eating cheese right now, okay? So you like it. I hope you do. I love cheese. And let's pretend that you're just eating a cheese curd, which are to die for, or a piece of cheese, that you like, your particular cheese that you like, okay? What's happening inside your body? What is happening? Well, you have a very, very healthy fat in there. Some of it is saturated, a satisfied fat. So what does that mean? Well, the saturated fat is not looking for anything. It's happy. It's in marriage. In a happy marriage. Okay? When you get a polyunsaturated fat, right? Like a seed oil, polyunsaturated. Well, there's a fat that is looking for an affair. It wants to hook its wagon to free radicals and oxidation. It's not good for you. Okay? Those lubricants that are meant for machines and your car, not for your body. The middle aisles of your grocery store fat. Polyunsaturated fat. But saturated fat, found in the animal kingdom. So here you are, you're eating a piece of cheese, you're getting a very, very satisfying fat. But it's not only that. Inside the saturated fat, okay, you have what we call fat-soluble vitamins. They're in fat. They're in that piece of cheese. You know what you're getting? Vitamin A, vitamin D, okay? You're getting vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, the other one, and vitamin K, 2 fat-soluble vitamins. And vitamin K2 is vitamin A is really important for a lot of things. Your eyes, your immune system, and vitamin A is not found in the plant kingdom. It's in dairy. Fat, because of the fat that you see in cream and in cheese that we're having, okay? Are you still pretending with me that you're having cheese? Okay? And guys, look, just say this off to the side. When I say cheese and you say, well, what about Kraft slices? They're not processed cheese. And hey, guys, look, don't make life too complicated. Okay? Look, I don't want you eating processed anything. I really don't. But the key is to eat cheese. So now you got your fat-soluble vitamins. You have cholesterol. Yep, you're eating cholesterol. Oh, wow. Well, you're making up for the 15% that's not your body don't make. You're actually doing your body a lot of good. You're going to lubricate your blood vessels with cheese. They lubricate your blood vessels. Now, you're eating calcium. We talked about that. Let me come back to it. Calcium, when you eat it with cheese, it's in cheese. Lots of it. But it's not going to stay in your arteries, guys, because now you're eating it with the delivery mechanism built right into cheese. What is that? Vitamin K2. Vitamin K2, not K1, K2. Vitamin K2 takes calcium and delivers it to where it belongs. It don't belong in your blood vessels and stay there. You don't want calcium in your blood vessels. You don't want it to calcify. You don't want to get hardening of the arteries. That's why I want you to eat your calcium. Because when you eat your calcium in the animal kingdom, it's going to get to its intended destination. You see how smart your body is? But you got to give it the right nutrition. And these studies are showing that. So you're getting calcium. You're getting it with the fat-soluble vitamins, especially vitamin K2, as you eat your piece of cheese. And you're getting cholesterol, really good for you. You're getting that healthy fat that we talked about, the saturated fat with saturated fat-soluble vitamins. And you're getting all those beautiful proteins, amino acids, like taurine. I think I'm going to do a show on taurine. There's a new study that came out I read yesterday, yesterday. Guys, it's unreal. It's unreal what you get when you eat the right foods. Okay? It's unreal. Let me give you a statement. I was thinking about this morning. Moderation has never been my motto. Eat in moderation. That is the food companies, big food. Most physicians, 99.9. Most dietitians, 99.9, will tell you to eat food in moderation. Your body cannot live without carbohydrates. You know what Dr. Martin's motto is? Elimination, not moderation. Eliminate. You don't ever need sugar again. If you're a diabetic, you're allergic to it. Suck it up, buttercup. I know life is tough. I didn't say that was easy. I learned a lesson from my father in the 1960s. I mean this. It revolutionized my life. It's why I wanted to teach nutrition. My daddy, he found out he was a diabetic. Canada's centennial year. I was in high school. I love my daddy. He came home one day, he hadn't been feeling good. And I was in high school, and, nothing seems to fizz you too much when you're in high school, but we had 11 kids in our family, and my dad wasn't feeling very good for a couple of weeks. And my mother even said to me, and I didn't pray. She said, we need to pray for Dad. Okay. What's going on? But my daddy, he was my hero, and, he wasn't feeling good. And then finally, I remember it like it was yesterday. He came home. He always came home late from the office, seeing his patients. He sat us down. He said, look, I'm a diabetic. Okay? Now, the only thing that registered to me at that particular time was the fact that my grandfather died of diabetes. Remember the picture yesterday I showed you of my grandpapa? Right? David Martin. Okay? I never knew him. I was 6 months old when he died of diabetes. My dad comes home and says, I'm a diabetic. Okay. In my head, I knew that ain't good. But I watched in amazement my father in the 1960s change his diet. My dad would not eat an ounce of sugar. No more sugar. Instantly. And you know what? That wasn't the key to what nutrition taught in those days. Diabetics needed to be, they needed to be on medication. And, when your blood sugar goes low because you're taking medication, you need a chocolate bar. My dad, no. And I mean, he didn't explain much, but I watched it. No more sugar. He started exercising. He started jogging when there was no jogging. The only people that ran you were either in the Olympics or you went out for a run in 1967 was when the police were chasing you. People didn't go out jogging. They just didn't do that. My dad started jogging. I love my dad so much. At about the, maybe 3 or 4 week mark of him getting up early in the morning to go for a run, I said, Dad, wake me up. I'll go with you. And, we talked, and we ran together. And it was fellowship with my father. I loved every minute of it. And it got me disciplined. And I understood that, you know what? I never saw it, but other people saw it in me. They didn't call you Tony Jr. for nothing. You look just like your dad. Okay. Well, then I figured out, you know what? I don't do well with sugar either. So why am I having it? And guys, I've been railing against sugar since the 1960s. And when I started post-secondary education and all my sciences and all my nutrition courses, 2,000 hours of nutrition, I used to shake my head. shake my head what they were teaching us. I said, that's not true. Moderation's not true. Elimination is true for health. You need to eliminate. You want to get healthy? Don't eliminate dairy. Coming back. Don't eliminate dairy. Eliminate store-bought milk. But don't eliminate dairy. Switch dairy. You need it. It's good for you. Long-term studies with blood work following 4,150 participants have shown people with the highest number of dairy fat in their bloodstream do much better. It's the way it is, folks. It's the way it is. Isn't that wonderful? Aren't you happy you know that? Okay. So we got a great week coming up. Continuing on. Okay? Friday is what? Question and Answer Friday. We had a Monday program of question and answers. Because there were a lot of good questions. I didn't want to miss any. Okay? And oftentimes with question and answer, you know me, I go off on my little tangents to do some teaching. The questions bring us there. At least bring me there. We thank you for coming along on the ride to good health. Okay? So, if you're not part of, because I see some new folks on here, names I haven't seen. Now make sure you're on our private Facebook group, because that's a wonderful community. A reminder of the Doctor Is In podcast that you can get downloaded to your smartphone. You want to be smart? Get the Doctor Is In podcast. We thank you for making that such a successful podcast. We humbly acknowledge that without you guys, it would not be possible. Would not be possible. Okay. Are you happy? Okay. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.